What's up, YouTube? Desertmaverick here, and I have a very concerning state of the game that I have to share with everybody. And the reason for this state of the game is because we just recently had the anniversary, and we're on the second week. So, we've got, some good stuff that has happened. There's good things that have happened. New units and Yuna, Bahamut bringing 3-star espers, barracks getting updates to have a new statue for accuracy and evasion, and then being able to get actual shards out of the barracks. But there's something that's more pressing and more concerning in my mind when it comes to this game, and that is the health of the game itself. And what I mean by health of the game is the health of any game, any gacha game, is in how much money it makes. Where we all know that money is what helps keep a game alive. It's what helps the everybody be able to play the game. Even the free to play players, they rely on the us whales, us people who spend thousands of dollars on this game. And it has come to my attention that Gummy just hasn't done enough to help your biggest spenders stay with the game. And the reason why I say that is because I've watched it several times um, throughout this entire anniversary so far. The whole week that we've had this anniversary, we've had like a couple of whales quit. We've had people in the top guild, some people in the top guilds quit. Dropped 100,000 biz on Yuna, did not get her. Was like, guys, I can't stay competitive. Peace out. Um, and for those that don't know, in the top guilds, they do wall strategies. So, you gotta kind of be able to participate in the wall to help keep your guild competitive. And in some instances, people can kind of get away with not having everything. But the thing is that there's a certain truth, and that truth is that Yuna brought something to the game that uh brought something to the game that defines like the top end metas. All you see in the top end is just unifight after unifight, and it comes down to who can get the most Aeon gifts to proc, etc. And it becomes long drawn out guild war battles, but that's kind of just the nature of everything, right? So with that, you have an insane problem at the top end of that, and we'll get into that just a moment. So what I want y'all to see real quick on the screen here is you will see that I have 2 installations of War Divisions. Well, that is unfortunate. All right, so you have this one over here, and this one is the Google version of War Divisions. It's the one that I've used since launch. Um, it's the one that I had an ungodly amount of paid viz on. I had at the start of the anniversary, I had 153,000 viz. Like 26 of that was I don't know, 20,000 of that was like 20 or 23,000 of that was free biz. The rest was paid biz. Paid biz. Okay. Uh, and so I decided to I was going to just go ahead and start making the switch over to the Amazon store version, which is the second one you see over there. So the first one you see has 2,866 hours. That's just on my phone. That's not with emulation that I've used at various times throughout playing the game. So I probably have another 400 to 500 hours on emulation. So and then the other one of course has it's close to 75 hours because I've been using it since anniversary. I was actually forced to go over to the Amazon version because of anniversary. And the biggest reason is because when uh it took me like 20 something thousand biz to pull unit. Not a big deal, you know. That's a reasonable amount of biz to spend on a unit to pull them. However, I went over to Bahamut. I went over to Bahamut with like 129,000 biz, right? And as you'll see here, as we're loading in, I haven't updated this version, but I'm going to pull it up just so you can see how much I have on this account here. And now it's finishing downloading, and you'll see here as it connects in, I have 679 viz on this account. This is completely drained, and it was all spent on Bahamut. All of it. 126,000 or some paid viz down the drain. Just, for, no good reason. And, so it leads me to my other point as well. That people actually, like, Bahamut, I guess, you could kind of understand, but it still kind of needs a safety net. Making somebody blow, like, 100,000 plus viz, and it was paid viz at that. Like, I would have happily pulled on, like, a paid banner. No problem for Bahamut. 20,000 paid viz, I would have done it for Bahamut. But the fact that they just decided to be like, hey, we're not going to update, we're not going to do anything to help make it easier for players to get this at all. So we're just going to leave it at the crappy, half pull rate, etc. I burned through 120,000 paid viz, and it's because I felt I needed to have Bahamut. There'll be a lot of people who say you don't need to have it. You don't. Like, well, at the same token, if you're hyper competitive, which I can be at times, then, or like, just like having it, period. The fact that I went through 120,000 paid bid is kind of ridiculous. And then you have this here. This is the Amazon App Store one that I had. At the start of today, I had 68,000 viz on the Amazon app account for Orin. And now I did pull Suteki Dane. I think I was at like 76,000 after all the viz logins and stuff. Well, so with that, I had like, after the Suteki Dane card, I had like 64,000 viz going into Orin pulls, and you can see the viz that I'm at right now. And yeah, it took all of that viz just to pull Orin. It took all that viz just to pull Orin. And the problem that I'm having with these tactics is that we've had things on limited banners, like Ramza was straight buyable. I don't think that they need to go the way of like 5,000 paid bid gives you this unit. But the limited banners without any safety net, that's got to stop. That has got to stop. And if Gumi does not heed the warnings of people suddenly not spending money after they were spenders, then heed this warning. And I hope somebody at Gumi is watching this. I hope. I'm hoping. I don't think it'll happen, but you're going to lose spenders. You're losing me. You are going to lose me. And here is how you lose me. If near collaboration comes around and there isn't a pity to get 2B, I will stop spending on this game. Period. Sorry, we had a little interruption there. So, again, the warning is, if Near Collaboration comes around and 2B doesn't have a pity, I'm done spending. I've spent thousands of dollars in this game, and I'm hoping that others will see that too. You know, yeah, there's the outliers of people that have pulled and gotten their units and like the first pull. You know, I've seen a couple people get it in their first pull, but the fact that there's people that are going so deep for units. Like I just watched Orange J go for what? Shoot, almost 40,000, 45,000 before getting Orin. And it's not like it's an unprecedented thing. God, why is that so loud? Okay. So it's not like it's an unprecedented thing that there's a pity system. They're just not doing it on limited banners, and it just reeks of absolute greed. Absolute greed. And I won't play that game. I won't. I refuse to. You know, you either adapt or you die. And I would figure that after the JP fiasco, where Japanese guilds all banded together at the top that said that we will boycott this game, or you know, something like that kind of needs to happen in global as well, to kind of force their hands into not doing this. And I will tell you this, whales will spend. You give us reasons to spend money and we'll do it. You know, it's not like you see like the top 2 biz packs are not in here, right? The top 2 biz packs are not in here. And also you'll see here as I go into the shop, and it takes a day and a half to load. As you go into the special shop here, you'll see, like, I bought most of like the packs that were in here, most of them. So it's not like, you know, people aren't going to spend, but when you force people to spend and then you wring them dry of it, what do you expect? It's going to force people to quit. So it's a sad excuse of a system, and it's not one that I'm going to support. So once again, Gumi gets one more chance, and that's with Near Collaboration. And when a Near Collaboration comes around and 2B does not have a way to acquire her after a certain amount of biz spent, I'm done. I won't spend or drop another dime in this game. I'm over it. I am. I've dropped over 200,000 biz just in anniversary alone. 200,000. I technically, if we had a good pity system in place, I probably should have spent only about 110 to 120,000 biz at top end. So the fact that I've spent so much trying to actually get the things in this game, it's the last straw for me. And it's already the last straw for a number of people in this game. So, also, I think one other thing that I do want to talk about, and that is the brutal versions of runs. We understand that brutal is supposed to be difficult, but one of the biggest issues that I have with equipment in this game is the fact that item drops don't reflect the recipe to item drop ratio. And what I mean by that is that in a particular run, I can get like 6 recipes, right, on the top end, but then get like 8 to 10 of the major one that I need, that you need like 2,500 of. I don't think that's a fair balance, especially when you're running brutal. Like when I had a run for Orange Sword this morning, and I had gotten 6 recipes, and I got 8 unidentifiable saps. What am I building with that? By the time I'm done, I'll have 200 plus recipes before I'm able to actually make a +5. Like the insane rate at which you acquire materials to recipes is really ridiculous and really bonkers. Like I made a +5 shimmering blade, as you can see over there. But if I go to craft, just because I had already had the materials farmed up, but you see I have 736 and I have 11 recipes. By the time I'm done getting enough recipes for this shimmering blade, I might have 1400 unidentifiable saps, which is just barely, like, it's about 65% of the required saps that I need. Everything else here is fine, but it's these main items here. It's these SR materials right here that just need a boost. They need a kick in the pants. These drop pretty fine and dandy, but this just needs to be adjusted, especially on the brutal difficulty. I need to be rewarded for completing a brutal quest where it's a lot more hard. It's a lot harder to complete without like having 4 people in there. Um, or at least 2 people that have good units with good cards to get that thing done. So it's just a couple of things that were on my mind today. Things that I don't appreciate coming from Gummy. Just fix it, man. Fix it. You're causing people to quit? You're causing people to leave the game. We already understand, like I said, we already understand as whales and krakens in the game that it's a gacha system. You're spending way more than you technically should on a game. You know, you're spending way more than you technically should on a game, and we already know that. But when you don't respect the amount of money that we put into a game and you just like, nah, we're not going to give you a way to just like have a hard cap on how much you spend to grab a unit, then or grab something in particular, like even for Bahamut, I don't care if it's like this amazing 3-star Esper, 3-star card. It needs to have a way to be acquired without just straight bending over your paying player base. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close out this state of the game. I appreciate everybody for watching. Whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I'm always down for a good debate. I think debate is healthy for individuals. And yeah, that's just one space Kraken's thoughts on the issues that are underlying this game at the moment when it comes to the global side and the amount of tomfoolery that there has been just because this is a Final Fantasy X event. And like I said, if Gummy doesn't fix it, I'm not spending. Bye bye my money. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next State of the Game.